You know, I think we can all agree that after the first time of playing Five Nights at Freddy's, you start to realize something. It's not that difficult of a game. I mean, sure, you have 420 mode, and 6 Night is a decent challenge, but for the most part, once you learn the game mechanics, you can beat the game in less than an hour. And I decided I needed to make Five Nights at Freddy's a little more challenging. So I figured, why not play Five Nights at Freddy's on 2 separate devices and see if I can beat the game. I'm gonna try and beat nights 1 through 6 at the exact same time with both devices and see if I can get it done. So, without further ado, let's see if I can beat 2 versions of Five Nights at Freddy's at the exact same time. You know, it's been quite a while since my last FNAF video. Over 2 months? Jeez, I really gotta step up my game. But that is besides the point. Now, I know the title says if we're gonna try and beat it or not, but let's be realistic here. I'm probably not gonna beat it. So the goal here is to beat at least 2 or 3 nights at the exact same time. Please wish me luck. Now, before we get started, if you guys notice the camera feels a little higher quality, it's because I'm using a newer phone now to make my videos. I got an iPhone 14 for Christmas, and the iPhone I used to use to make my videos was an iPhone 8. Needless to say, this is a big upgrade. So I put the camera quality at 4K and 60 FPS, so hopefully you guys like it. But that's enough stalling, let's get into it. Alright, so just to make things a little more complicated for myself, I'm gonna have the volume on both of the devices just to make things more difficult, because I can't be nice to myself. We have to make things as difficult as humanly possible. Alright, you guys already know the drill, I gotta mute the phone call. But I'll tell you one thing, this definitely makes the game a lot more challenging than I expected. But at the same time, it's kind of cool to play 2 versions of the game at the same time to see the differences. I probably should have done a direct comparison video of these 2 versions, but whatever. The weird thing about new iPhones is this little thing right here. It kind of blocks up the screen a little bit and it bothers me very much. Something I noticed about this version is that you seem to drain way more power a lot faster. On here I'm on 52% and on here I'm on 75%. What? Yeah, there's a lot of differences I've never even noticed until now. But hey, as long as we beat 1 night, that's all that matters. I think one of the reasons the power goes so low on this version of the game is because the nights go by a lot faster. So it makes sense the power would go down a lot quicker, to be honest. Well, it looks like we're about to beat night 1 on the Android. And there you go, I beat it on this version. I guess I'll try and do night 2 while night 1 is going on. Whoa, are the animatronics more aggressive in this version or what? Bonnie and Chica are already out and the night literally just started. I'm literally on night 2 at 2 AM on the old version. Yeah, on the iPhone I haven't even beaten night 1 yet. Okay, well at least we got a cool Easter egg. On the bright side, night 2 we're actually gonna get some animatronics. I didn't see a single animatronic on the first night. Oh, finally, we saw an animatronic. Oh, dang it. Well, at least I beat night 1 on there. By the time I beat night 1 on this version, I made it to 5 AM on night 2 on this version. I don't think I'll be able to survive the night, but we'll try. But I'm afraid Foxy's gonna come before I finish the night. Yes, we beat night 2. So by the time I got to night 3 on this version, I just now got to night 2 on this version. That just goes to show that this version is definitely a lot shorter in terms of playtime. I wouldn't be surprised if you could beat this version in about 30 minutes. Now, I've been asked on stream a few times what my favorite Five Nights at Freddy's character is, and the answer is this guy. Yep, Bonnie the Bunny is my favorite. Honestly, I really like his design. I think it looks really cool. Though I don't own any Bonnie plushies, which makes me very sad. I really should buy a Bonnie plushie. I actually got a lot further than I was expecting to get. But then again, the Android is 10 times faster at beating the nights than the iPhone. Well guys, it looks like I have finally failed.
The next day.
Okay guys, it is the next day. I recorded the last part really late and I needed some sleep, so if the camera angles look a little bit different, that's why. Now the thing is, I'm not 100% confident I'll be able to beat night 3. However, if we can't beat night 3, what I will do is try and beat 420 mode at the exact same time and see if I can do that. Because obviously if I can't beat night 3, then certainly I can beat the hardest mode in the entire game. I will admit, it is pretty interesting playing both versions of this game at the exact same time. Because like I said before, I can kind of do a side-by-side comparison of the versions. I just think it makes it more fun, though it definitely is a lot more difficult than normal. But I guess that kind of goes without saying, doesn't it? I still find it very funny how short the nights are in this version compared to the new version. And there's Bonnie. But anyways, the nights on this version go by so much faster than this version. It's kind of interesting. I'm not sure if Scott was just trying to save resources or he just didn't know how to do it properly. But either way, it's a very interesting detail. And there's Chica. Finally, Bonnie left. And there's Foxy. Now, one thing that was cool is that we got the little sign to say "It's me" instead of the out of order sign. So that's pretty cool. Okay, guys, we are on 5 a.m. for night 3, so I do believe we're gonna beat it. But I don't want to jinx myself like I have in my previous videos. But I will say I'm pretty confident I'll beat the night. And there you go, I beat the night. I think it's kind of funny how I'm currently on night 4 for the Android, but on the iOS I'm on night 2 still. Just goes to show how long the nights are supposed to last. I've always said Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is my favorite FNAF game, but I still hold a lot of appreciation for this game. I like a lot of the Easter eggs that are in this game, and honestly the Golden Freddy Easter egg in this game is my favorite Easter egg in the whole FNAF series. Okay, so far I'm about to beat night 2 on the iOS, though I am running out of battery, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it. So far I'm just waiting for Chica to go away at this door. But I will say, even though the animatronics seem to be more aggressive on this version, I feel like this version of the game is a lot easier. And I immediately regret saying that. But that's okay, because we can finally try 420 mode on both of these versions and see if I can do good on them. Now the interesting thing about this version is that you can't go back so then it goes straight to 20 like this version. As you can see here, if I go back, I can go straight to 20, so I don't have to do all that scrolling. But unfortunately on here, I have to go all the way to 20. So this will probably take me a second. Oh, by the way, one other thing I noticed, guys, is that on this version, when you tap on it, there's no sound effect. But on this version, when you tap on it, there's a little sound effect that plays. But anyways, let's get into it. So I believe the best strategy is to just close all the doors and do nothing for the entire night. Surely I'll survive by doing that. Okay, I'll put the doors back up and actually try and play this. And I already lost. Okay, one more thing I'll try and do is try and beat night 6. This night is pretty difficult, but it's definitely not a 420 mode type difficulty, so I might as well give it a shot. One thing I will say about FNAF is that even though the gameplay is mostly the same the entire time, I like how the difficulty progresses throughout the entire game, because I think it can help you become a more skilled player overall. Okay, I need to keep an eye out on Freddy because he's somewhere around here. Well, at least with the music we'll know where he is. Or maybe not. Alright guys, it's time to blind you by turning the lights back on. Well, that's basically the end of the video now. As always, I have to do my annual shoutouts for all these wonderful pieces of fan art I have received. As you all know, getting fan art makes my day 10 times better, so if you'd like to make some for me, just send me it on YouTube or you can add me on Discord and I'll happily add you. So once again, thank you guys so much for this art. And of course, shout out to my channel members. Thank you guys so much for being members despite my lack of uploads. But anyways, that's about it. Goodbye.